listening to the Contraritics Podcast, pushing back against the insanity of this world with arguments that may or may not work. And here's your hosts, Josh the Gun Nerd and Ian the Beer Nut.
Well, let's not jump the shark. Coming in from our pre-hit the record button conversation.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're in yet another new location.
Yeah. I like the variety.
Yeah.
I mean, sitting in a very hot closet is a lot of fun.
Right.
But it's nice to get out in this miserable weather and enjoy it.
No whirring fans of servers or anything right behind your head.
That's right. Just airplanes and
or
smoke.
Yeah, or box fans.
That's right.
To compete with the server fans.
Yeah.
We got multiple sources of heat going on here.
That's right.
We got the sun, which is just now that we're starting to press record, is just peeking around.
Got it all set up perfect, and
Yep. We got the fire crackling behind us.
Yeah.
We're facing a bush.
Yeah.
But
your view's better than ours.
Your view's better than ours.
Shockingly enough.
And I didn't want to
Especially
bring a
your
studio light down, so I'm kind of in the dark. I think Josh, his face looked pretty good. So,
Yeah.
but we got the America
as
behind
could be.
us.
That's right.
With the American flag. 'Cause guys, today is July 3rd.
That's right. Not when you're listening to it.
No, but you can think back with appreciation.
Yeah.
Because usually release it about a week later. So I thought, it's the beginning of summer. Well, what was the official beginning of summer?
I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right.
The official beginning of summer is usually it rains on 4th of July, and then we have warmth like a week later.
Yeah.
It's not been bad though. We've actually been in the river already. So
yeah, we've had some hot days.
Yeah.
We had a pretty warm June, and then
Yeah.
it kind of relapsed into some rain like it typically does.
Yep. Like the meth head that our weather is.
Yeah, so we got quite the lineup here. Sometimes we'll only do I think the last 2 episodes ago we did only one beer because it was just a kind of a shorter episode, and it was a heavier stout. This time we did kind of the Pilsner. We did maybe 3 different Pilsners.
Yeah.
We got 5 different lagers in the lineup today. Let's see. 3 of which I have had, and 2 of which I have not.
Has Costco had this one for a while?
I don't know how long it's been. I just picked it. The first time I picked it up was like a month ago.
Okay.
2 months ago. And it's basic. I think it says on here. It's basically the savor the triumph of a 2023 Great American Beer Festival gold medalist, a beer that stands out among the finest in America. It was at that time the Prince Crispy from Deschutes. So it is that beer now branded as Kirkland's.
Which
lager.
I love that. Hey, let's shoot for quality.
Sell something good.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, I never tried it, but I had heard that Kirkland lager was just like some of the worst.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And
I think I've had one in the past, but it was before that.
I mean, people say, piss water,
Yeah.
in terms of like bad beer. Well, that sounded like it fit that bill. I don't know. I guess let's start at a baseline, like a Rainier.
There we go.
I guess,
It's so funny because, Rainier, we grew up driving through Seattle. You got the big R. It's still there. It's like an apartment complex now. Now it's made in California.
Yeah.
So, and we've got, Heidelberg, which is not Germany, but Tacoma.
Right.
So we got some.
Yep. So classic Rainier.
Yeah.
Now it's no longer brewed by Rainier. I think it's probably owned by AB InBev. They just own the label and brew it wherever.
Yeah.
But it says established 1878. I actually do not mind this one at all.
That's good.
It's just a decent lager. I mean, compared to like a the ultra light beers that only 3 calories or whatever.
Yeah.
That just like, what is this?
Yeah, it's like I would rather drink water.
Malted water.
Yeah, malted water. Exactly. Yeah.
Because so I'm, super light body like you'd expect on a lager. Really, some honey.
Yeah.
Some,
it actually does. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
But kind of along those lines, of like such a light body that you're like, okay, there's something there, but it's
it actually has a little bit of white grape juice on the back end.
Okay.
It does not, however, have any baker's chocolate in it.
Right. I hope none of these have baker's chocolate in them. But yeah, and we are depending on which way the wind's blowing, any given moment we might be getting consumed in smoke.
Should have brought cigars.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, we were talking about it's very prescient on the mind with 4th of July tomorrow, and just thinking about things related to that, and how I've just been thinking about and talking with the family and stuff about how 4th of July is really like a big gratitude celebration where we're thankful for what we've been given, because we didn't just show up here like somebody
getting overwhelmed with emotions on it or smoke.
Right. Seriously, like it
just picked up like crazy. I'm like, whoa.
Josh isn't gonna make it.
No, I'll survive.
But just how we weren't, and this is what I was trying to communicate to my Omni students this year. Like, we didn't just show up in history. Like, we're from a long line of people that, whether or not your family did show up here as immigrants.
Yeah.
Still, you were given something.
There's a reason why you showed up here. It wasn't. Like, hey, let's pick one of any random 50 really good countries.
Right.
Right. There was a reason that your parents or your great grandparents or so on.
There's obviously, like, God has blessed, like, there's just in terms of physical things, like, there's blessing here. Yeah. And now I don't think we have stewarded those blessings and gifts well, and we're reaping some of the repercussions of that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to be thankful for, and even how we celebrate should reflect that we're grateful, and that we're not, just trampling on the gifts that we've been given.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. We all like the fireworks and shooting guns not into the air, but it's other countries that do that. But all the fun and celebrations that come along with celebrating freedom, but reminding ourselves that it's more than freedom. It's actually liberty. It's having a responsibility for our freedoms, not just some paganistic, hedonistic, celebration, but actually thanksgiving of what God has given us for, even at a time when government seems to be like, the signs of its failure are kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
God has made it really good for us. I would still rather be nowhere else on earth, a citizen of no other country than this one.
Yeah, and that's where I feel like, you're no less a patriot or a lover of your country to criticize people in the government, because guess what, folks? Like, we those people are a product of us.
Yeah.
So we are to blame, but that, like, it's we the people.
Yeah.
So
we're all in it together.
We're all in it together.
Yeah.
And so we should be able to criticize whatever actions by a certain politician or something like that. Because if either we've elected those people and they've gone against their oath, or they've changed from what we elected them for, that's one thing. Or they're actually a reflection of who we are, majority-wise, and we're it's just showing our corruptness, showing our debased nature.
And we pay the consequences for that. I mean, from abortion, which people say that we should have the freedom to do that we have a constitutional right to kill our unborn. So that's clearly an abuse of that freedom that we don't have.
Right.
That's something we're all in it together. Even though you and I, one, are not capable of having an abortion,
which is my greatest regret. I should have the right.
Yeah. I mean, you technically do if you identify as that. But
yes.
To any of the other freedoms, rights, liberties that we have, I mean, like right today, we've got the freedom to drink all of these.
Yep.
And we will, Lord willing.
Well, yeah, I'm going to keep moving through them because they're going to start getting warm as they hit the sun.
Yeah.
Which, a little warmth to it is fine. But we're just doing light pours of them just to get an idea of it. So this is the Pfriem lager. So Pfriem down in Hood River. We've talked about them before. Love to visit that place. Would love to go back. Now, they give tasting notes on there that say melon and honey. And it's got a crispness that reminds me kind of a Pilsner.
Yeah. And is there a bit of hop to that? Like it seems like
man, it almost has cherry compared to the other one.
There is a fruitiness to it that's not bad.
It's definitely got a way fuller body than the Rainier.
Yeah, that does remind me of just like it's cidery in a way.
That
little bit of a bite to it that like cidery and dry.
It really does put the other beer to shame.
It does immediately.
Immediately.
It's like wow.
Yeah,
okay.
you're like okay, two. This is drinkable.
Yeah.
And then the next one is like, wow, this is like, I got questions, I got ideas.
Yep.
There's a lot going on in my mouth.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it looks so nice too. I mean,
so why do you think? Like how did we get so weak on as Americans? Like how did we, in terms of like when you contrast our forefathers, 1776, like willing to go to the death to really give birth to this country, and then you have the softies. I mean, you could take the most extreme. You could take the, hair on fire or blue hair on fire, homosexual, side of, just debaseness. But then even like just the soft middle that I think makes up a lot of America, where you got the soft conservatives and the soft liberals, where they're just kind of mushy, and that's what we just got in our big beautiful bill. Yeah. That was just mushy. Raised the debt ceiling. Didn't
$3 trillion.
Didn't even get a lot of the border like provisions that we wanted, like that we elected Mr. Donald J. Trump for. It was just a letdown.
I mean, I think you could point to a variety of ways that, so it does come back to the men. A lot of feminists would like to think that we fault Eve for so many things, but it's Adam's fault, and it's always Adam's responsibility, no matter what we're talking about. So, in the case of our country just becoming weak, I think a lot of it is because men's default position is to let somebody else handle it, let the wife handle it, let government handle it, and want to be left alone.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I came back from a couple days of camping. I really enjoyed being left alone. It was really nice.
Except for the bear.
Except for the bear, I would have actually preferred it hung around a little bit longer.
You're like, wait, I'm lonely.
Yeah, that's right.
Come here, teddy bear.
Keep me warm. So the desire to be left alone, I think, is actually a common trait among men. We want that. We want our kids to leave us alone. We want our wives to leave us alone. We want government to leave us alone. But we want all the benefits of all those things. So making our goals anything but God and family has, I think, caused a lot of the problems that we have. I mean,
yeah, I do think we have a lot of weak men that they might even have some aspiration. Maybe they don't have aspiration, and that's a problem in itself. But where they just kind of let their wives run the show. Yeah, and
that goes for the guy that comes home, sits on the couch, and drinks a 6-pack of beer and watches sports, and that's also the guy that doesn't come home
and still working.
Still working. Like,
right.
That's a weakness. It's just different.
Either way,
directions.
it's neglect.
It's neglect. Yeah.
Either passive or active. Even like in your mind, you're like, well, I'm earning the bread. She's just got to deal with all that. And it's like, okay, but these are actually your descendants that you're talking about.
Yep.
So how much do you actually care?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's really it. I mean, I can bring anything back to Second Amendment issues, but one of those is my grandfather did not do anything when, and I'm just going to use that in a general term, not Ray Walton, but our grandfathers didn't do anything in 1934, and we're still dealing with the consequences of the National Firearms Act. We're still trying to get that rolled back.
Does it really matter, though? I mean, I'm sure that's what they thought at the time. Like,
exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, because back then it was, hunting was what the Second Amendment was about,
right.
in a lot of people's minds, because they forgot what prices were paid by our founding fathers. And so that's just my, shields on the side of the eye, Clydesdale horse view of things. But that goes to everything. I mean, you look at, we'll go back on another hobby horse a few years before that, and that's, the late 1800s into the 1920s and 30s was women were sick and tired of being left alone by their drunk husbands. And so they, they wanted to be able to vote, right. And they wanted to be able to keep their husbands from going out and getting wasted. And
so let's take all the alcohol away and let women vote.
Exactly. And that was appeal to the government. And okay, our husbands aren't doing their job, and so we want the government to help us. And this time of year, I typically will have an appeal to heaven flag. Mine has gotten old. I need to get a new one. But I like what the appeal to heaven flag represents, and that is we don't appeal like in the don't tread on me flag, which I like, but that's a reference to, hey, government, stay away. Whereas an appeal to heaven flag is something that represents inviting God to care for us. It was a flag that was used by George Washington on the first ships that were, what were they called?
Is that the first instance of it?
Yeah.
George Washington?
Yeah, using that on the
Delaware,
privateers.
Oh, okay.
When they were fighting against the British. it's not maritime, but it's something along that, obviously, where they were just used on the private ships that were used to fight against the British. And it's just a white flag. It says an appeal to heaven, and it has a pine tree on it. And the pine tree was typically grown or left alone in the middle of the town square. And it was, I think its representation was something of, not pride, because that wouldn't be it, of purity, something like, it was a P. But it is our appeal should first be, even when we have to approach our government, our appeal and our understanding of the result should be an appeal to heaven, an appeal to God, and lastly should be an appeal to government. Even that appeal should include us being able and willing to get our hands dirty and not be left alone and not leave things alone.
So this is what AmericanFlags.com says.
Yeah.
And an appeal to the appeal to heaven flag represents growing anger of colonists prior to the American Revolution. No longer were they willing to surrender their freedom to an oppressive English monarch. Instead, they relied on God's power for justice. So submitting to a higher authority, recognizing where authority comes from God and not ultimately from man. The pine tree was a powerful symbol of the day. In the 1700s, an influx of immigrants fleeing England and Europe meant the northeastern colonies were growing at an impressive rate. New Hampshire became a trading hub. Its most abundant resource was trees, vital for crafting England's navy and merchant ships. So they required the strong, tall, straight wood of the eastern white pine. And to ensure England had ample supplies for ships, King George III in Parliament prohibited colonists from chopping down white pine 12-inch in diameter or larger. So though this law was in place, the British Parliament did not start enforcing it until the winter of 1771, when a crackdown on the use of lumber came into effect. Law enforcement, acting on behalf of the British, arrested Ebenezer Mudgett, the leader of the Weir Mill owners, who then hatched a plan for revenge. This act was the catalyst for the infamous Pine Tree Riot that would pave the way for further acts of rebellion. These types would eventually lead to Revolutionary War and Declaration of Independence. That's a quick story to the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
The pine tree and then Declaration of Independence. But I was also thinking of the quote by John Adams: "Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to govern to the government of any other." And that is really the problem, that we keep getting results that we don't want because we don't have principled people.
Yeah.
And so the degeneration of the populace is bearing fruit in these results that we don't want. Yeah. Or we, I say those that are still holding these principles, but there's many who are trying to hold two things at once. They're trying to say, I don't want to care what God thinks, and I want to live in peace and harmony and everyone to love each other.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all. It leads to where we're at right now.
Right. So we're gonna crack this. So had not heard of it until I saw it on the shelf at Norm's. It is from Larrabee Lager Co. It's the Scenic Byway Cold. Oh, it's Cold IPA. I thought it's because it said Lager Co. I thought it was that totally threw me. So whatever. We're throwing in a cold IPA apparently in the middle of all this.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So, idiot.
Well,
I just saw. So I was actually confused while I was buying it. I was like, but who makes it? It says Larrabee Lager. So I thought it was a lager, but it's cold IPA. If you're a lager company, you can't be making IPAs.
You can't. Yeah. We'll take them. But I read that all around.
Yeah.
Well, it says life's better with lager. You think it's a lager.
I know. So I thought it's a lager company. They make lagers. That's all they do.
I was getting ready to say, hey, you know what? I like that kind of dedication. We're going to make one thing and we're going to make it well.
This is what we make. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah, back in North Carolina.
Oh gosh, it smells amazing.
It does, yeah. It's got lots of citrus, really hoppy front end. Not like not hop salad, but like just citrusy.
Yeah. That's so good. I really enjoy, like, there's like a whole segment of the population that still wants to hate on IPAs, and they're just wrong.
I don't know. They just they see it as like this hip thing, and I'm like, okay, maybe it was hip thing like 15 years ago. I don't know, but like, it's just a type of beer, guys. Like
exactly.
I don't know, like just because you still drink,
it's become a hip thing to hate the thing that used to be hip. I think that's what it is, because I basically have IPAs here when we're recording, from time to time.
I did appreciate, I saw, because I'll hear, like back when I would listen to Adam Carolla, like he would talk about like the crappy beers that he would get as a teenager just to, actually have a drink of alcohol.
Yeah.
And he would talk about like Schlitz or, some of those. And they actually have those at Norm's.
Do they really?
Because I don't think you can get them anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see those beers anymore, but they're like in these big bottles. Down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I was like, that'd be interesting. I mean, I'm not really interested in buying a giant bottle of crappy beer, but the fact that you can still get access to it.
We should have a crappy beer day. We should have, where we're just like, get the ones that we just,
right.
like, Bud Light, Bud Light Lime.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. We should have a couple guys on for that, like a panel type thing. Well, this kind of throws off the rating. I was going to say we should rank these at the end. We can still rank the four lagers.
It was the best IPA we've had today.
Right, exactly. Congratulations. You take gold in the IPA category.
Yeah. Some best poorly named beer.
Seriously, I can't get over the fact that I didn't see the fact that it says IPA
until
I was about to pour it.
I read that twice before we started recording and did not pick up on that, even looking at cold IPA.
Yeah, because I just saw Larrabee Lager.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the co after it. I just saw Larrabee Lager. I'm like, it's a lager, but who makes it?
Yeah.
And then I spun the can around like an idiot. Okay, so this is one where they do actually give you all the information, but by having lager...
But I mean, maybe we're retarded.
Right. Maybe that's what you will take away from this show.
Or any past show.
But can you imagine if you had like, Larrabee. So like Walton IPA Co.
Yeah.
And then it said,
it's a stout.
Yeah. Like
a stout IPA company.
Yeah. Jordan Road Stout. And you're like, wait, but it says IPA.
Yeah.
But what? Yeah. What's this other thing down here?
Yeah.
That's just. I like the idea of because there is back in North Carolina. There's a brewery called Mason Jar. I don't know if they're still around, but they did only lagers, and I can appreciate that. Like, what you're getting when you go there, but you're gonna get. You're going to get a Mexican lager. You're going to get all kinds of different yeast combination or, different grain bills and different, different
that'd
combinations
be a place,
of.
Like I would want to visit once every 5 summers.
Right.
So hopefully, there's a lot of people who are just in love with lagers because.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think of the guys that have drank Coors Light their whole life, and maybe they won't be convinced otherwise of anything.
Yeah,
but
you hope that
if you're going to get them into anything, it's probably going to be a lager or something of that ilk.
Yeah, you would just hope that as a brewery in a location that you have like a disproportionate number of people that are like, I'm 55 years old, and all I've ever had is cheap beer, and now I'm going to go for something that's so much better, but I fortunately live 2 blocks away from a lager brewery.
Yeah, because the unfortunate part is with those big breweries that, like, as things go, when profit margin drives everything, then corn syrup actually or whatever it is that this alternative ingredients we're actually able to maximize profits, and people don't care.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not like in the first 5 seconds, but maybe over the next 10 years they do start to notice.
Yeah.
But then the whole craft revolution came about, and they're like, we don't care how much it costs. We're just going to make awesome beer.
Yeah.
And then people were like, there might be something to this.
Yeah.
And of course, the market levels out because they can't just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the customer will vote with their wallet. But overall, improvement in quality and in taste. And turns out that when you just use like true like natural ingredients,
Quality
like
products,
it actually
Yeah.
results in a really good tasting thing.
That's why Canadian whiskey is just not good whiskey.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of like, if it distills.
We were walking through Costco today, and which, if you ever want to go on a busy day to Costco, go on July 3rd.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It almost felt like, paper or not paper towel, but toilet paper days.
Toilet paper days, yeah.
People just like grabbing like ice.
Yeah.
Right, was the hot commodity. Everybody was grabbing all the ice they could get for all the whatever they're doing this weekend. But there was Pendleton whiskey, and I was just telling. He's like, "Why does this one say blended Scotch?" And why does this? I was just giving broad strokes of stuff. And I was like, it's Canadian whiskey.
Their only standard is we have no standards.
It's whiskey.
Yeah.
As far as you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's like, isn't that like the bike? Isn't that the same name as the bike thing that you ride in your house? And I was like, no.
Oh, Peloton.
That's Peloton.
I like it.
But I think this is what goes through his mind when he's trying to read new words. Like,
yeah. It's
he
true.
just jumps to the first thing, that's vaguely like it.
Yeah.
And I give him a lot of crap about that, but I think he gets it from his mother.
Peloton whiskey. You can get drunk on you can stationarily get drunk.
Man. It's got like a cup holder, and you're just like sweating.
Oh man, I wanna do a YouTube short of Peloton whiskey. Distilled in a garbage can somewhere in
it would be the
Alberta.
A Pendleton edition Peloton bike.
There we go.
Branded Pendleton.
Yeah.
And
a pipeline of whiskey straight from Vancouver or whatever.
He's got a beer bong.
Yeah, totally. Oh man. We could have some fun with that.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah.
But now that just kind of messed up our whole rating thing. But how about, I had never seen this.
Yeah.
And I thought, has this just been in the store and I haven't seen it before? But turns out, like it went away for a while and now it's back.
Okay.
Heidelberg beer. Because it says brewed in Tacoma's historic Heidelberg Brewery.
Huh.
So established 1912. So, I mean, that's before I was born.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, did it? What is the story?
And what I got from I got it at the Republic bottle shop in Marysville, and the broad strokes that I got was that it was like basically the brewery was reinvigorated or re-brought to life by Seven Seas Brewing, which is out of Gig Harbor.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that worked exactly, but they it could have been like a brand that just went under, and then they decided to bring it back under the same label. So he said it was being brewed in the historic building. So, and it says that on the can. So
yeah,
because
it's what I like about it is there's just nothing getting in the way. Like it's not.
Okay, is there a weird fruitiness on the back end? Like not weird, but like unique to something we didn't get on the other ones.
I mean, it's like a grapefruit rind. Like not
not that bright. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
it's not.
It's almost like a watermelon rind. Like it's
Okay, yeah, yeah, because it's rindy.
Yeah, it is rindy. Yeah,
because it's that dry and that
guys. Unfortunately, I have to say there's nothing special about this one.
no, it's not. I mean,
it's rindy.
It's rindy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's really accurate. Like it's not. Like you could drink this with anything, and it wouldn't get in the way of the flavor. I would say like probably have like it'd be good with teriyaki.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah. I mean, in general, lagers are not going to get in the way of flavor unless you're like, I don't know. I wouldn't. I mean, toothpaste doesn't go well with anything, but in terms of meals, hopefully you're not eating toothpaste.
I love it. Toothpaste doesn't go well with anything. In terms of meals.
Oh, you guys don't eat toothpaste for meals?
It's funny because toothpaste is something that I've always hated. So, like, finding something that doesn't taste like toothpaste to brush my teeth with that's still toothpaste.
Like bacon fat?
Yeah. No. Yeah, that would be gross.
Yeah. I'm trying to picture that.
Yeah.
No, but I think there's, like, tallow versions of toothpaste. There's tallow versions of everything.
Hey, fireworks show.
Yep. Hey, you can basically hear it. I'm actually surprised it took till 1:46 to hear that. Hey guys, we're actually filming in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's not 7:30 and we're pounding beers.
Yeah.
No. We've never recorded at 7:30, but yeah, we are I mean, honestly, like just back to gratitude, like we would not have I mean, just the variety on the table in terms of beer, the fireworks behind us, the even on this property with raising chickens and space to shoot and space to wander and build things, and even in this like messed up government that we have in Washington, that is trying to I don't know if you saw the post recently by what's her name? Cruise News is her page, but she talked about I don't know if it's a bill or what it is trying to get passed that in Washington that would basically use taxpayer funds to shoot up people, you know, like with illegal drugs, basically, buying like we are trying as a federal
we're giving you safe meth.
Right. As a federal government, we're trying to shut down the cartel. Yeah. And as a state government, we're trying to fund them by getting... Because where else are you going to find these hard drugs? You're not... Yeah. Like, I mean, I wouldn't put it below Pfizer to manufacture it for you, but...
Totally, yeah.
I don't think they're...
Pfizer meth.
I don't think they're currently advertising that.
Talk to your doctor about Pfizer meth.
Maybe they can get one of the Kelsey brothers to advertise that.
That's right.
Just try it.
Yeah. Side effects, loss of relationships, loss of teeth.
I mean, but death is always a potential. Yeah. They always have
punching
to put that
clouds.
Or just standing in the middle of an intersection, like bent over.
Yeah. Dude, here's my alarm.
Yeah, I mean, like... I watched this one video, I think it was in LA, and this dude just goes around and checks on these guys to make sure they're still alive.
They're just like bent in half.
They're just bent in half. Yeah. Like
we have this lady that walks by our school frequently, and I was driving by there this morning, and this cop was walking away from her, and just like these guys see everything, and he's walking away just like shaking his head, like kind of laughing and kind of disgusted and kind of, you know, like what in the world. And I drive past her and she's just got like her eyes and her nose and her mouth are just leaking fluids.
Ugh.
And it's just like, oh gosh, like you don't even want to arrest that.
Yeah, you want to help these people. Yeah. But also, like, if they don't want to help, then what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, you know, to see that, but
yeah. But, you know, back to, you know, the point of like, if the people want to reject God and they also want to live in a blessed world, a blessed community, a blessed government, you can't have both.
Yeah.
Like that is the trade-off. I mean, even reading, I've been going through Proverbs, and it's just like you follow the crooked path, you're like that way leads to death.
Yeah.
You follow the sweet syrupy sound of the adulterous woman, that leads to death. You don't follow Lady Wisdom, that leads to death.
Yeah.
It's not a complicated math problem.
Yeah.
Like you either choose righteousness or the other way leads to death.
Yeah.
Whether slowly or quickly. So like training up our children to love what is good, and I think the hardest thing, just like with companies where, it typically dies within 1 or 2 generations.
Yeah.
That they have this great vision for passing it on to their kids, and then their kids turn out to be degenerates. Like even with AB InBev, Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
Eventually sold out. They actually made it, like 5 generations, I think.
It's incredible.
Which is pretty incredible considering, a family that owns a brewery, that
Yeah.
a lot of things could go sideways.
Yeah.
And a lot of things did. And
Yeah, especially towards the end. Yeah.
yeah, towards the end for sure. But I mean, that's a story of an immigrant, living the American dream and just getting after it economically.
Yeah.
And also doing great things for St. Louis, setting up a zoo and all kinds of things.
Totally.
That and spurring innovation. I think he was the first one to ship some sort of refrigerated car via train.
Yep.
I'm sure it was just ice at that point.
Yeah.
But they were shipping lager, so it's got to stay cold.
cold. Yeah.
Speaking of which, we'll pour this last one.
Yeah.
So this is the one that got me thinking that we should do a lager off, a competition of lagers. So it is a Helles style lager. It's entered it was entered in the 2023 Great American Beer Festival as Prinz Crispy from Deschutes. So this is the Prinz Crispy beer, just rebranded as Kirkland Signature beer.
If
lager.
I had another son, I'd probably name him Prinz Crispy.
I do appreciate that they just come out right and tell you.
Yeah.
That you don't have to be like, where's this brewed? And, I know this guy that knows the brewer. They just tell you, no, that's this beer. And great, because it's a great beer.
Yeah. That actually is a really good lager.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's just, it's closer to the Pilsner category.
Yeah.
I feel like that, it's creeping on that where,
yeah,
it's got that crispiness to it.
I would put that right behind the Pfriem.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't quite have that kind of cherry sweetness.
Yeah.
That the Pfriem does.
I'm going to do something.
Okay.
Do this. And this.
Doing a cocktail. Wow.
Yep. Getting all crazy up in here. I'm not going to put the IPA in there. At least yet.
This makes great radio.
Yeah. That tastes like a lager.
It should. As long as you didn't put the cold IPA in there.
Yeah. I'm going to do that now.
So
you have the freedom to do things.
you have the freedom to mix things and, go against any brewer's, internal moral compass.
No, it tastes like an IPA.
Right.
But that's actually really good.
Yeah, so back to you can never go wrong by circling back to gratitude.
Yeah.
And when I think of, because like every holiday that comes around, like I try to, think of something to pass along to the kids, like just because they know we do things, they get excited about the activities, and hey, are we gonna have people over? Hey, are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do that? They know the traditions, but like, why do we do things? And if you don't pass off the why, they might still stay with the tradition, but like you want them to have the substance, not just the picture, the faint picture.
Yeah, you want them to look forward to more than just the Jello mold, whatever, or
right.
You want them to look forward to all the good foods and things like that, but to have a depth to it that goes beyond that is the goal. And I think that comes with, time and time again, whatever celebration is. I mean, as Christians, I think as anybody, you have a celebration because of things. Now, if you're not doing it as a Christian, you don't understand why it is. If you're doing it as a Christian, you have no excuse not to understand why you are celebrating, whether it's Easter or Christmas or Thanksgiving or 4th of July. You don't have a celebration as a time of ingratitude, but of gratitude.
Yeah, because like you shouldn't do anything without having a good reason. Like you should. I mean, even in Proverbs, it says, be attentive to your path, and to the way which you go. And so being proactive and being having principled reasons for why you're doing what you're doing. Just because society celebrates something doesn't, or even the church, like, okay, so why are we as a church doing this thing?
Yeah.
Is this a, cultural thing? Is this biblical? Is this some of both? And being able to articulate, like if, say on Easter, you start putting up bunnies all over the place, and they're like, the kids are like, "What's with the Easter bunny?" Or like, "What do the Easter bunnies mean, Mom, Dad?" And you're like,
"Eggs.
I don't really know.
Eggs. They give us eggs."
Right. Bunnies have eggs, right?
Yeah.
And while also not being afraid of the Easter bunny, you're like, it's a cultural thing. It developed, it probably has some dark origins in some mythic
bunny.
It goes back to Germanic something probably, but that tradition is kind of empty. That has nothing to do with the tomb. That has nothing to do with even
which
the eggs.
The tomb is empty. So
right. Exactly. So like we can still, I think we can hold both things. We can say, like, this is a cultural thing. It's fun, but this is our true identity here. Yep. And this is why we make such a big deal out of this holiday. Yeah. And we take specific time in remembrance of what Jesus did. Yep. And here, like, we take specific time to just be thankful for, like, I don't know. I think blowing things up in the air is a great way to celebrate that freedom. Like, if you're in a super controlled nanny state, they definitely don't want you doing something as dangerous as that.
Yeah. And, part of 4th of July was ignoring those kinds of things.
Right.
Don't be stupid. Ian said blow things up in the air. Don't blow things up in your hand.
Right.
That's not good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like firecrackers are great out there, but in a closed fist, it's not such a great idea.
That's right.
But I think, that we need to keep pushing for. We need to keep raising the right kind of people. Yeah, and
they know how to feast well and be thankful, and show gratitude and appeal to the right things, to the right God.
Because gratitude wins.
It does every time.
Yeah, the fussy people, it's soul sucking. Yeah, like even the people that go along with it get tired of it. Yeah.
It's interesting. We were talking about this recently, and I won't dial down on the exact thing just because I don't want to unnecessarily out people. Mm-hmm. But having, if you're given a gift by somebody you don't like, that's gonna, you don't like this person and they give you a gift. That exact same gift given to you, whether it's something cheap or something expensive, you're going to look at it differently when it's given to you by somebody that you love. And so having the right kinds of attitudes affects your mind on the gift. And so we might not like always the gifts that God gives us, because sometimes they're hard times. But
sometimes it's a gift of discipline.
Yeah.
He's but the Father that disciplines loves.
Yeah. Exactly. So receiving well the gifts, wherever they come from, is because sometimes the reason you don't like something or somebody is because of your own heart.
Yeah.
And so you're
hanging on to bitterness or something.
Yeah. So receiving that gift well, regardless of where it comes from, whether it's a gift of blessing from something or somebody that you don't like, or a hard gift from a loving God or a loving parent, is, a spanking is a gift.
Yep.
So how you receive things with the right attitude greatly affects how that affects your life.
And guess what? Your children are watching. So
Yeah.
you tell them to be grateful. They're watching for gratitude to show up in you.
Yeah.
And, good on them, because they should expect the same thing in you as you're expecting of them. All right. Well, by the time this comes out, you would have lived through the 4th of July. So hopefully that was a blessing.
Yeah.
We also have a wedding coming up. Calvin and Basin coming up July 5th, immediately the day after. And, hopefully that went off well by the time this releases.
That's right.
They should be well on their honeymoon way.
That'll be good.
At that point.
Yeah. Well, appeal to heaven.
That's right. Walk in gratitude. Out.
Thanks for listening to the Contraritics. Tune in next time for another dose of guns, beer, and contrarianism.